Hello and welcome to this big science video. Now this week we're going to have a look at rising sea levels. Now you may be thinking this is not so recent news, but in the past week a new report has been published. Now in this report, scientists have stated that global sea levels could rise far more than predicted due to faster ice melt in Greenland and Antarctica. Hi, I'm Graham Bray from Science Video Courses, and in the video we're going to look at 4 questions related to rising sea levels. Okay, so first question, are sea levels rising? I'm reaching here in my drawer for a ruler just to show you something in a second. Okay, I've got my ruler here. Now, scientific evidence has shown that global sea level has been rising for over 100 years. Here's a little graph here, 1880 to present day thereabouts. Now between 1993, this red part here, and 2014, sea levels rose by 66 millimeters, and the current rate is about 3.2 millimeters every year. Now, doesn't sound a lot, does it? But look at the graph. You can see here how between, I'm looking closer now so you can see it clearly, 1880 and these days there's been a rise of 250 millimeters, 25 centimeters, which is about this much. Now you may not think that's a lot, but if you're living in a coastal area, that can be a real threat to life and livelihood. Okay, so what is it that causes these sea levels to rise? Now, sea level rise is caused by 2 factors that are related to global warming. Okay, the added water from melting ice sheets and glaciers and expansion of seawater as it warms. So all these things, melting ice sheets, expansion of water, is causing sea levels to rise, and that all relates to global warming. So we need now to think about what is global warming. This is a little interesting graph here. This shows you that in fact there have always been natural fluctuations in carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. Okay, you can see here how it's up and down, and this goes back 800,000 years. But look at this. This is what we're more worried about. Look at this peak here rising in recent times. So, what's causing this? Well, global warming is caused by increased concentrations of greenhouse gases, particularly things like carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, mainly as a result of human activities such as burning fossil fuels and farming. Let's look at some of these. So, burning fossil fuels, and by this we mean coal, oil, natural gas, makes electricity in power stations, and this releases huge amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Now you may think, oh, I'm driving an electric car, I'm very, very green, electric car, no pollution, but where did that electricity come from? If that electricity came from a power station that's burning fossil fuels, you are still contributing to global warming gases. Now cars themselves are not electric, they all burn fossil fuels, petrol or diesel, and these contribute to increased carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere as well. We can also think about deforestation. Now deforestation involves cutting down trees, means less carbon dioxide is being removed from the atmosphere by photosynthesis. Now, every day plants photosynthesize, they take out the air, carbon dioxide, produce oxygen, but unfortunately if they are being cut down, they can't photosynthesize, therefore less CO2 is taken out of the air, less oxygen is produced, and we've got a problem. So huge areas of natural forest and woodland are being cleared to provide us with timber products and more areas for growing food crops, but consider the cost. Now the last one we can look at is that involved in cement production. Now, we use huge amounts of cement. Now in order to create cement, the main ingredient is calcium oxide, and to get it we have to heat limestone, and this process produces large quantities of carbon dioxide as a byproduct. So there we have it. We know that global carbon dioxide levels are increasing. Now, some of these are natural. Sea levels are rising as a result of global warming. Well, animal and plant respiration is a natural process. Okay, natural decomposition, a natural process. They won't necessarily contribute to global warming and sea level rising, but the big players are burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and production, for example, industry, e.g. cement, and I'm sure that others as well. So, what's the impact? Well, the impact is we're going to see in coastal areas dangers of flooding, and you may not think that sounds very very dangerous. But look at this map here. This is Asia particularly. This is the deltas down here, and you've got Bangkok up here, you've got Shanghai. Where you see it blue, you can see all these areas here are in danger of flooding. But the key thing is that millions and millions of people live in these areas, and if we have this flooding in these coastal areas, they'll see their homes and their farmland disappearing, and this is what's happening at the moment. So, not to get too political, but what can we do about rising sea levels? Well, this is a statement from scientists. With coastal areas bracing for rising sea levels, new research indicates cutting emissions of certain pollutants can greatly slow down sea level rise this century. So we can do something about it. We can cut down on burning fossil fuels. We can preserve our forests, stop deforestation. We can reduce our use of cement. And we can develop renewable energy resources. But all these things require governmental agreements. We have to have this agreement between governments, and in many ways that's the hardest thing. Okay, well, there we have a very short video about rising sea levels. I hope we've managed to answer these 4 questions for you. So I'm Graham Bray. Thanks for watching, listening to my videos, and I'll be back with another big science video very soon. So bye bye for now.